guys, it's Brandon, aka the Workman's Pomp, and today I got a little bit of a different video for you, and that is a beard maintenance slash grooming slash overview video. Now this is for someone who might be starting off growing a beard, who wants to grow a beard, who maybe might want some tips on how to maintain, trim, groom their beard. I was just getting a lot of questions about how I take care of my beard and what I do, so I figured I'd make kind of just an all-in-one video for newcomers and advanced beard growers alike. Now, there's a couple of different things I do, but starting off, first thing you need to know is that every beard is different. And that, you might be trying to grow a big long beard, or you might want to shape your beard a certain way, but your body and your hormones might say something different. Everybody's beard is going to grow differently. It's going to grow at different lengths. It's going to grow at different speeds. Me personally, my beard, and you can't really tell because it's longer, but my beard grows in a little bit patchy. There's some spots down here and some spots underneath that don't grow in. Everybody's beard is different. So you need to figure out what type of beard type you have. You can go on Google and kind of look, but don't be discouraged if your beard looks different. Secondly, what I like to do is trim my beard. Now, since me personally, my beard kind of grows in all over the place, and it kind of grows at different lengths. It's weird. It grows, like I said, it grows in patchy. What I do is I use a beard trimmer. Now, in the past, I've had issues with different beard trimmers. For me personally, I've had some that the guard had slipped. I had some that they just didn't work really well. I found a beard trimmer that works really well for me, and I'm not being paid by this company to talk about it. I just want to tell you what it is. It's called the Remington Beard Boss. Now, the reason why this one works for me so well is because it was made for beards. Because I've noticed that most of the beard trimmers I've seen, they have heads like this, right? So when you put them on, that's fine and all, but you can't get a beard much longer than this. So people that grow out longer beards, they're kind of stuck. Normally, like I said, you get a head kind of like this that is like a medium length head, and you get one like this that's kind of adjustable for shorter beards. Now, the reason I like this beard trimmer is that it has a really long head for longer beards, and it also is adjustable, so this is on the lowest setting. So you can get a pretty long beard with this. I can't even actually use this head yet to kind of show you. This right here is probably a number 8 on here with the medium trimmer. So overall, finding a trimmer that works for you is best. Here's what the packaging looks like on it, just in case you wanted to get one yourself. But as you can see on the side, it has the different lengths of the beard that you can get with this. I like this one just because it's adjustable, it's really easy, it's easy to clean, and it's easy to use. Feel free to look it up. I'll put a link in the description. Now, some people like to trim their beard by hand, and if you have a longer beard, you can do that. For me personally, I like to use a beard trimmer because it gets everything uniform. Like I said, I have parts that don't grow in 100%, like patchy parts. So what I do is I keep it at a length for a good amount of time to where it can all grow in. Some tips when trimming your beard. 1, don't do it as soon as you get out of the shower. Your hair is going to be relaxed, especially if you get out of a warm shower, and if you start trimming, you might trim off more than you expect. 2, wear a white shirt. I'm wearing my Beauty and the Beastie Boys shirt right now, and you want a shirt so that when you're trimming in the mirror, you can see what you're doing. If you have a dark shirt, you might miss or something. With a beard trimmer itself, you don't really have to think that much, but if you're using scissors to trim strays, which I'll show you later, then you're gonna want a white shirt. And also, just be mindful of how much you're trimming. I always start at the highest setting just so I know what I'm going with. And overall, like I said, everyone's beard is different. So one good rule of thumb, if you do mess up your beard a little bit, or you think that you trimmed it wrong, when in doubt, grow it out. It's a lot easier to repair a beard by growing it than to regrow it from the beginning, and I've learned that the hard way. I go down with it. Now the reason I go down is because I noticed with these, if you go up, it's gonna trim off a lot more. So rule of thumb with most trimmers, not all, is to go down if you want your beard, go in a downward motion if you want your beard to stay a little bit longer, go up if you want it a little bit shorter. Now some benefits of getting, using a trimmer is that you're gonna get everything in a nice uniform shape. Now the negatives about this is that you might get some split ends. That's why people like using the actual scissors and whatnot. But I'll talk about some steps later on that you can do to get rid of that. I personally don't really care about all that. I just like keeping my beard healthy and soft. So I don't care if I have like split ends or not. As long as it's looking even and as long as it's like feeling soft and manageable, that's all that matters to me.
A bit of advice I can give you, like I said earlier, is to start off with the guide that works with your beard and the highest setting. So I started off with a medium guide and it was set to number 9. I noticed I wasn't getting a lot of hair and I wanted to get the trimming uniform, so I went down to an 8 setting, and at that point the hair length that was coming off was all similar. You're going to want to take several passes. I start at my hairline by my ear and work my way around, hitting my mustache and underneath my chin. Just keep going until you hear the beard trimmer not cutting anymore.
So after you finish trimming, what you're going to want to do, at least what I do, is grab a comb the beard down, kind of just comb it out a little bit like this, just to kind of get some of the stray hairs out. And then you can kind of poof it up a little bit so you can kind of see your shape. Like I said, this side, you'll notice it kind of does like a little bit of a curve right there. That's just because that's how my beard grows. It grows like kind of shallow on this side. Like I said, figuring out your beard is important. You're not going to have a perfect symmetrical beard like all those quote-unquote beard models. Just be happy with what you got and just work with it. So now, going through all of my beard hair is about the same length. It's looking a lot better, and you'll notice that I cut off quite a bit on here, but when looking in your sink, because that's where you should actually be doing your beard trimming, you'll notice that there's a lot of varying lengths in your beard hair. And that's because you were trimming off some that were a little bit longer than others. Like I was saying, some beards grow in different lengths and shape. This is the best way for me personally to maintain one solid shape as I let my weaker patches grow in. Now, don't be deterred if you do cut off a lot of hair. What I usually do as a rule of thumb, once I have a full kind of beard hanging out the face, I'll find a guard that kind of trims it all evenly, like a guard size. Like that one was number 8. I went down one because number 9 wasn't trimming that much. So I'll go number 9 with the medium guard, trim all the way down, and then I'll wait 2 weeks, do it again, and then wait 2 weeks, do it again, and then after doing it 3 times total, I will move up a guard size and wait a couple of weeks, because normally when you move up a guard size, you won't be trimming off a lot. And then I'll continue the process to keep my beard in like a nice shape. So the next step you're gonna wanna do is trim your mustache. Now, there's 2 ways of doing your mustache. You can let it grow big, like this is the same size as my beard, or you can trim it down so it doesn't get in your mouth. Me personally, I like to leave it a little big, but when it starts to get into my mouth, like last night I was out to dinner with a couple of friends and I started taking a bite of a burger and I was getting a mouthful of mustache, that's when I know it's time for me to start trimming my mustache up. So I'll use a combination of the beard trimmer and also some beard scissors. Now for this, I take it down a couple less than what I would keep my beard length. I found that 5 on this works, but you'll just have to test. Honestly, just start whatever you decide you want your beard length, start at that number guide. So for me it was 8, and work your way down on your beard or on your mustache until it gets to a length that you find suitable. For me, 5 works fine. So what I do is cover the ends, because I like to kind of curl them up like this, and I'll cover it just like this and go down on both sides.
You're going to use a lot of the same techniques that you use to trim your beard, to trim your mustache. Use downward strokes and do several passes, as you can see me doing. If you want a thinner mustache, use upward strokes.
Now that's already looking a lot better, but there's still a couple little scragglies, so I'll get a mustache comb or a brush and just trim some of the scragglies that are hanging off like that. and like this. You can go along your lip line right here, or whatever you see fit. If you get a good pair of long scissors like this, you can just go right underneath them and do one straight trim on each side. Then you're good. Now that my beard and mustache is trim, I'm going to show you how I personally keep it looking healthy and soft. First thing that you're going to want to invest in is a beard brush. There's a couple of different types, but I found the two that work the best for me is there is a nylon slash boar hair mix. These are usually on the firmer side. I like the Zeus brand. Like I said, I'm not being paid by any of these. I'm just telling you what works for me. Some people don't like the nylon mix. I personally don't mind. I feel that it's firmer, but that's just me. Some people like the pure boar hair brushes. And this is the 100% boar hair Zeus brush. Either way, you can try them both. Just make sure that you find out what works for you. Like I said from the beginning of this video, everyone's beard is different, everybody's face is different, so you're gonna find out what works for you just by trying. But personally, if I can suggest a beard brush, the Zeus brand works really well for me. So you're gonna want a beard brush, and you're gonna want a good quality beard oil. I like the Pomps Not Dead Royal Beard Oil. It has good ingredients: castor oil, sweet almond oil, argan oil, and essential oils. Very simple, very healthy for your beard. After I get out of the shower and my beard dries, naturally I'll towel dry it and then I'll let it dry out. I'll put a few drops of beard oil in my beard and then go to bed. That'll condition it throughout the night and keep your beard when you wake up nice and soft. You know, some people might make fun of you for using beard oil, but it's just like hair conditioner. It's specially made for your beard. And, you know, take it from me, from my experience, girls don't want a nappy, gross, scratchy beard in their face. They want something that's nice. So when using beard oil, let me tell you a couple of things right off the bat. I use a little bit more. You don't have to. With beard oil, people might say, oh, this costs a lot of money for how much you're getting. You only need like 2 or 3 drops. Seriously, you don't need that much. So I'm going to put a couple of drops in here, just like that. Get the extra. And then this is how I apply the beard oil. I go down like this and shape along the bottom side of my beard. Put it in my mustache like this. And then if you're feeling oh so saucy, you can put another drop of beard oil or 2 in there and then go up. So just rub it in, massage your face. The beard oil is also gonna help the skin underneath your beard so that it's not dry or itchy. So if you get like super itchy beard, which I used to back in the day, it's the skin underneath your beard getting too dry. Beard oil and beard balm is gonna help you. And especially when you're using this beard oil and brushing it in, you'll notice, especially if you just trimmed your beard, the nice kind of shape you're getting from it. See, now it's kind of naturally hanging the way that my beard wants to. It's nice and uniform and looking really, really good. Now, if you have a shorter beard, beard oil should do fine. You can put a couple of drops in before you go to work the next morning and keep the conditioning going. If you have a full beard like this, then you might want to try some beard balm. I would suggest the Pomps Not Dead beard balm. Now, with this stuff, you don't need a lot either. What beard balm is meant to do is it's meant to do the same thing as the beard oil, condition, but also keep stray hairs and shape to your beard. You can put beard oil in, then beard balm in, but I almost feel like that's overdoing it. I'm only doing it for the sake of the video so you guys can get a sense, but you'll break your beard balm down and just apply it the same way that you do your beard oil. But for me, what I'll do is not brush it, but comb it out, especially when I'm using beard balm. So that will give me kind of the shape. And a good way to get that is comb your beard up like this so it's looking a little poofy. And then just do a comb down on the sides. Comb down, and you'll notice that it's nice and shaped. And usually if you have a good beard balm, like the the Pomps Not Dead beard balm, it'll hold for the whole day. Quick review of the Pomps Not Dead beard oil. This has kind of just a sweet, neutral scent to it. Not too greasy, not too dry. It has a nice medium feel to it that works really well. I like it, and I would give it a 5 out of 5 personally. I think it's great. And it does what it's supposed to do, which is condition throughout the day. Same with the Pomps Not Dead beard balm. This one has kind of a clove scent to it, breaks down really easy, holds but conditions really, really well. I would give this a 5 out of 5 as well. I like it a lot. And I especially love the clove scent to it. There are some other grooming techniques you can use to keep your beard looking good. These can cause more damage to your beard if you don't know how to do them correctly. And unfortunately for myself, I just kind of learned through trial and error, but I can give you some tips. Now, some people like to do a beard line. Me personally, I like a straight line. Some people like to round it. It really comes down to preference. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do it. A safe way you can do it is get one of these beard guides. I personally don't like these because I don't like to round my beard line because it looks kind of strange with the way that my beard grows in. But you can get these and you can trim in, round in your beard. I personally, what I do is I just get a straight razor and make a straight line. Now, this is easier said than done, but I can try and give you some tips on it. There are two types of straight razors. There's a type that you can load a cartridge in the back. These are the most practical, and these are what you'll see barbers using nowadays. There's the traditional ones. These are the ones I like to use. This is a double duck satin wedge. If you know anything about straight razors, then you've probably heard of double duck. And this is a wedge, which is a little bit heavier. Now, the only tips I can give you when using a straight razor is, first and foremost, you're gonna wanna look up how to properly use a straight razor. I'm not gonna get into it here, but there are tutorial videos that are really good about how to use a straight razor. But when doing your beard line, you just want to do a little bit at a time and go slow. You'll see, just like that, I'm already done. It was just barely touching it. And you just wanna like work your way, start up here, and just work your way until you can feel some of the hair tugging. And I'm done already. That's how I keep my beard line straight, is just by using a straight razor and doing it by sight. Like I said, I'll link a few videos down below that have how to use a straight razor. Worst case scenario, you could go to your barber, or if you want to round your beard, you can use one of these. I personally, like I said, like just a straight line. This works for me. Also, a technique you can do instead of straight razoring is scissoring out some of the stray hairs. Now, I got the most while I straight razored, but you would just get a little bit of hair that's in the way, that's growing improperly, and you just snip it right out. And you can do that all up and down your mustache line, through here. Just snip the stray hairs if you don't feel too confident. But those are kind of some advanced things. And like I said, I would encourage you to really look at other videos on how to get the technique down. Or if you don't feel confident, go to your barber and have them help you. All grooming techniques aside, everyone's gonna have a different idea of what a beard should look like. Everyone's gonna have a different grooming technique, and everybody's gonna say one thing is right and one thing is wrong. So what I can advise you is just try out what works for you. I gave you kind of a basic gist of how I keep my beard groomed, and it's really simple and most people can do it. But like I said, each beard is different, so you're gonna wanna try different techniques. Now, overall, what I can suggest is go slow when you're trimming your beard. You don't want to make any hasty decisions, and you don't want to just cut off a bunch of your beard by accident. If you're going to do a beard trimmer, always start at the biggest guard and work your way down until you find something that works out for you. If you're going to use scissors, make sure that you trim little bits and go around the outside if that's your thing. Like I said, me personally, I like a beard trimmer. And I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, 100% for any beard, as long as you have a good beard trimmer and you have high quality beard conditioning products such as these Pomps Not Dead beard oil and beard balm, then I am 100% certain that you can maintain a nice, clean cut looking, soft beard. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Everyone's gonna have a different beard grooming idea. This personally works for me, and I feel like this is the easiest way to trim and maintain your beard. What I used in this video was the Remington Beard Boss beard trimmer. I used 2 variants of the Zeus beard brush, part nylon, all boar hair. I had a mustache comb from Lucky Frank's. This is a buffalo horn, works really well, and just a pair of beard trimming scissors that are nice and sharp. I also used the Pomps Not Dead beard oil, royal beard oil, and the Pomps Not Dead beard balm. A good beard trimmer, a good beard brush, good beard oil and beard balm, and a mustache comb, as well as a nice pair of facial hair scissors. Pretty much all of that stuff is all you're going to need to maintain your beard.